I recently just switched SIMs over from my 13 mini over to the 15 Pro Max. I wanted to revisit it because the more I'm looking at the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, the more I realize that this 15 Pro Max or even a 15 Pro, buying one of these used might be the perfect option. Reason number one is going to be camera. I know you don't get the faster wide lens or the much improved ultra wide, but that doesn't mean that this is not going to take good photos. You have Pro RAW capability here. You can take regular photos without RAW. You can do ProRes video in up to 4K 60. And again, you're missing out on 4K 120, but honestly, you don't need that. I'm going to put up a picture and try to guess which phone in the comments below. Try to guess which device, and I am pretty sure that you will be wrong with your guess because this is a photo from 5 years ago. The purpose of this photo is to show you that year over year, we don't get those like big jumps, right? Of course, if you take a photo with the 16 Pro or Pro Max and then take a photo with the 15 Pro and Pro Max and really start pixel peeping and looking at all the details, yeah, you'll see improvements. But who the heck is doing that? Why not instead take this and buy one of these used, and all the extra money you can save, just put it in your pocket or spend it on accessories. This is a great upgrade in terms of camera. So if you're someone that has been holding on to your iPhone X or maybe an iPhone 12, this is a great jump. Plus you get all those pro capabilities without paying that premium price of the new 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. All these different clips that you're seeing that are put on here, these are shot in ProRes format. They are color graded. And these are amazing. Like, these videos to be coming out of a phone is just absolutely amazing. This makes it so that if I was to have this and shoot in ProRes, I could literally take that video and incorporate it into things that I do with my camera. I can blend that footage in and I wouldn't have much of a problem. And honestly, like, how many people are actually using ProRes video at home? Like, I don't know any of my friends or anyone in my family that is actually taking advantage of ProRes video in their phone, much alone Pro RAW. I have showed a bunch of them what it's capable of, but on a day-to-day basis, nobody is doing it. So please don't get caught up in like, oh, if you don't have like the latest 16 Pro and Pro Max, like your photos and videos are not going to look great. You don't need all the additions there. You can still take great photos and you can still make great video and save money in the process. The next major thing I want to cover here is performance. Look, every time I've had this device, I almost feel like I have to purposely return to the 13 mini because just having this large screen and being able to game and have such good performance, or even on a day-to-day, just having good performance all around, opening apps, browsing the internet, doing different things throughout your device, these tasks are effortless. Like, you're not even pushing this device on a day-to-day basis. But when you go in there and you play like Call of Duty Mobile, I love playing that game in my downtime. And there have been times where I go like 30, 40 minutes and I continuously play and I don't have any issues. I don't have any thermal throttling issues. The issues that I did have with heat, those were in the beginning, but that to me feels like it was a software bug. I did an entire video talking about overheating on this device, and that was just like a software bug, and ever since then, I've not had any problem. Now with the new Pro lineup, they even have graphene as part of the structure of the device to help with heat management. And I'm sure that's going to be great. I'm sure it's going to do a great job, but does that mean that this phone automatically becomes any kind of slouch in comparison? Yes, okay. If you were to go and look at Geekbench and all the benchmarks that people do, but I don't care about any of that. Why? Because when I'm using my phone on a day-to-day basis, no score is going to tell a better story than the experience that I get out of a device. And that's what I always focus on. What is the experience? Hence, the number one reason why I haven't been able to let go of a 13 mini 3 years later because the experience of the device. This even does a great job. You can still play games on here and have good performance. So don't get caught up. Like what TechTube tends to do is ooze over all of these new features. But you know what? With me, I buy these devices and I don't get to lend them from anyone to do reviews or anything like that. So I get to share my experience with you. And I'm telling you from personal experience that if you can and you want to just save a bit of money, this is a great device. So if for any reason you're concerned about performance, whether that might be with the camera or with games, I think games by far tend to be what push a device the most. And, you know, of course, the camera when you're shooting in ProRes or doing things in ProRAW, but this does a great job. This literally is a computer in your hands and a really fast one at that. The next reason is design. Look at the 16 Pro Max. I could literally go up to somebody that doesn't know and say that, hey, I got the new 16 Pro Max. It's awesome. It's amazing. And they'd be like, oh, wow, feels so fast. Yeah, that would literally happen because there's nothing that has been changed except for that camera control button. Otherwise, like these devices look the same. And yes, I know you have the bigger screen sizes, 6.3 for the Pro, 6.9 for the Pro Max, but I think these sizes are not going to let you down. Whether you get a 15 Pro or a 15 Pro Max, these are plenty big. And if you're concerned about bezels, like honestly, they're really not that big of a deal. But yeah, the camera control is the only difference. And honestly, isn't it just as easy to swipe over from the lock screen, turn your phone sideways, and begin recording or taking a photo of what it is that you want? Camera control is just one of those things to differentiate between, 16 Pro Max, 16 Pro, and then obviously the older phones. So again, don't get caught up in that mess. Buy a device that is going to serve you well, and this will serve you well. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Apple Intelligence. And I saved this for last because I feel like AI is just being pushed on us by every single company. It's not just Apple doing it, Google, Samsung, everybody is jumping on this train. Look, I personally, I'm all for AI. AI is great and everything, but I could care less, to be very honest. You know, the one thing that I actually am looking forward to is Genmoji, which isn't even coming, I think, till December. And Genmoji is going to be like, it's going to allow you to customize your emojis based on things that you're asking of Apple Intelligence. And that really is going to be a fun tool to play with because I like using emojis in conversation. And again, for me personally, I'm not going to have that in the 13 mini, but if you go out and you upgrade to the 15 Pro and Pro Max, you know, these devices are going to have it. So you're not really missing out on anything else. You also have the new Siri animation. So you get that, you know, all around the corners instead of that little bubble that we used to get in the center. And then on top of that, you also have things like writing tools. So if you want to use the writing tools that Apple Intelligence offers to rewrite something or proofread it or make it sound more professional, you also have like priority notifications. And so like, let's say you open up your inbox or you look at your lock screen, it's automatically going to bring up notifications and highlight certain one of them because it thinks that they, based on what it's read from within that notification, it's going to prioritize it and show it to you so that you don't miss it. So you technically have majority of the Apple Intelligence stuff built in right over here. Now, last but not least, just to bring everything together, the 15 Pro and Pro Max are wonderful devices. And to be able to like buy one of these off of someone who wants to let it go because they want to upgrade, you're not only saving money, but you're getting a very capable device. Great performance, great camera system. You have that titanium design, right? Okay, you won't have camera control, but you have even majority of like Apple Intelligence stuff. You're really getting a lot more for your money compared to buying a new 16 Pro or 16 Pro Max. And trust me when I say, if I can go 3 years with something like the 13 mini and still not have complaints about it, other than the battery life, of course, but that is something that has always been a thing with this device. But if I can use this for 3 years now, I'm pretty sure that if you have a 15 Pro or Pro Max and you want to continue using it, or if you're buying this like used off of somebody, this is going to be a device you can easily keep for several years, and you'll get all these great things at a bargain deal. And you can save that money and use it on accessories, or just save it all together. I mean, what's wrong with saving money, right? So I just wanted to put this out there to just kind of help. Like, again, every year it's hard not to get caught up in all of the excitement of the new device and the new features and everything, but it's good to stay grounded and do what's best for you and actually buy something that's gonna last you a long time and save you money in the process. I really hope you found this video helpful, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below with any questions you have for me. I'll be happy to answer them. And most importantly, like always, take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.